Hello everyone. Welcome to this session. Here we will discuss about the career opportunities in voice technology and AI. We have two great panelists here to discuss about these. So first of all, I'll introduce Divya Verma Gogoi, Senior Manager, Conversational Designer and Linguist at Saarthi. She have more than 10 years of experience in linguistic and voice technology and a PhD from University of Florida. So welcome, and it's a great pleasure to have you here. And along with Divya, we have Kritika Yadav, Senior Conversational Designer at Haptik. She have more than 7 years of experience in content development and conversational design as well. And She have done her master's from the English and Foreign Language University, Hyderabad. So welcome, and it's a great pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Now I will. So now I will start with the questions. First question is that if we compare the opportunities for 10 years back and now in conversational UX, how they are different? What do you think, Divya?
Yeah, Roshan, I think opportunities 10 years back and now are quite varied. 10 years back, it was like we had blinkers on our eyes and we could only see engineering, doctor, and maybe one more
Yeah.
career opportunity. But now it is more like the open mindedness has seeped through in these 10 years. And as a linguist, I can say that the career opportunities have increased manifold. Now the customer has become the king, and because of that, a lot of companies are putting their orientation towards being customer first. So with customer interaction, hand in hand comes along how to interact well with them, and that is where the linguistics or conversation design careers are blooming now. And if you compare it with 10 years back, there was no such opportunity for linguists apart from maybe say going into academic and teaching, or maybe going into translation. But now with the AI blooming like anything, and with the AI requiring linguistic support to create natural language for all sorts of conversations, and the designers who would actually help out with the conversations and make it very seamless and very natural sounding. So yes, the I would say the opportunities 10 years back and now are not even in comparison to each other. They have they have kind of blossomed into, I would say, like a hydrangea with too many flowers in one bucket.
Yeah. So do you think it's going to bloom similarly in future as well?
Yes, I'm sure that with the AI and with the pandemic coming in, it has kind of accelerated the growth of AI bots and voice bots and chatbots. I'm sure there would be a lot more opportunities and lot more career paths coming along for linguists and conversational designers as well.
Thank
Kritika,
you.
what any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I was going
Definitely.
to ask her. Yeah,
Yeah, I
please.
completely agree with Divya. And when we think of conversation design as a field, I think around 3, 4 years back, nobody knew about that. This phrase itself is very new, and we are still building. And I think there is a lot to change in this particular field. And now I would just say it's just the beginning phase. So from 10 years till now, we have come into a beginning phase, and it's already so big. So from 10 years from today, it's gonna be crazy.
That's great, great. So I'll move to the next question. If somebody is getting into conversational UX right now, what traits he or she should have, and what they can expect from the industry right now? Kritika, please answer that.
Sure. So, Roshan, when it comes to the traits that you want, I think the most important thing would be the ability to look beyond. So, it's not
Yeah.
just a chatbot interacting with the person and saying yes and no answers. We need to analyze and understand, okay, what else the user might ask. For example, if I'm looking for the best health insurance, I would also like to know, okay, how it compares with other health insurance in the price, in the tenure, and all of those things. So these are the conversation designers that we need to intuitively put for the user so that they can understand, okay, what is the scope of my chatbot and what I can do further. So to understand, the look beyond the basic happy path of addressing the question that the user is asking, we need to understand what else the user can ask and how we can help them further. Other than
Okay.
that, yeah, other than that, I think the ability to understand the concept of being user centric and being empathetic, you are just not building a chatbot. Okay, oh, I have 10 questions I need to design for that. You need to understand, you need to empathize with the user, you need to become the user to actually understand what problems I'm going to solve.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you are talking about user experience and going for the paths which are not happy, because AI is definitely a probabilistic system. So,
Right.
how do you think like AI and conversational bots are enhancing the user experience exactly? So, could you just put some light on that?
So, for example, I'm using a bot, and right now that
Yeah.
bot can only help me track my order. But I would also
Yeah.
like to return something. And that particular
Yeah.
intent for our bot is not trained yet because that's not in our scope. But that does not
Yeah.
mean if I type in, hey, I want to return XYZ item, I just respond saying that, oh, I didn't understand that. If your bot can track your order, your bot can definitely understand the simple query of
Yeah.
returning an item. So instead of saying something like, oh, I didn't understand, why don't you give them the just be open and frank that, hey, sorry, this is beyond my abilities right now, but here is my customer care number or here's the email address where you can reach out to us. So you don't leave your user hanging. And as in more, you analyze the bot more, understand what people are asking, get the intents, understand the scope, and then expand on it, and then you can keep developing the bot.
Right. So it has to be more
Okay.
like
Yeah.
a very natural conversation. In a human to human interaction, you won't leave the person just thinking, "Oh, I didn't understand you," and then you just leave off. Right? That never
Yes.
happens in a natural conversation. So the same way, I agree with Kritika when she says that we cannot leave the customer hanging right there, and just be upfront and say what is the limitation that the bot is facing at that point of time. There's no need to sweep things under the carpet and just forget about it,
Right.
right?
Oh, okay. So, Divya, according to you, where this industry is heading, AI and voice bots, where we are heading, and how it can enhance everything around us, the technology and everything. So, could you please just uh, put some light on that?
Sure, Roshan. I think it's a very relevant question because I think in the past 2 years, ever since the pandemic has hit the world, I feel that people have found a new way to interact, right? Through voice bots. They are becoming a norm rather than a sideline or something which people used to earlier resist, going on to
Yeah.
websites and interacting or doing a financial transaction online. So now it is totally becoming a different viewpoint altogether, and that too through all different age groups. It's not just the younger population that we are talking about. Even the senior population has kind of warmed up to the idea that okay, we need to interact through online transactions, through voice bots, through chatbots, where we can extract the information that we require rather than stepping out of the house. So yes, the AI has come a long way, and there is still a long way to go. So more of seamless interactions within the devices as well. Right now, there's a machine to human interaction. But how about things go from machine to machine interactions? We are asking maybe the lights to be on, but along with the lights, the fridge will get the water also chilled. The music could be on. So all these seamless interactions are something that IoT division of AI field is already looking into, and it can enhance much further the whole experience with AI. And apart from that, I would also mention here that we are talking about conversations being natural. and we need to start looking from the perspective of prosody in machine interactions. Now, intonation or prosodies in a conversation tell you a lot more. It'll have a lot more information which is underlying than just the words that are coming out of the mouth. So yes, that is something that we should expect for AI to develop in future.
Definitely, we have a great future ahead with AI and voice technologies. Kritika, any thoughts on this?
No, definitely. I agree with Divya on this. And I have actually been part of projects where, we actually interact with, artificial and assistants and, understand from the tone if they're happy, if they're sad. So, things are already working in that arena, and I'm really excited for the future of AI here.
Mhm. True.
Okay, great. As I cannot ignore the fact that we are in a pandemic. So, Kritika, how this pandemic has impacted the whole industry, AI, voice technologies, and everything?
I think before the pandemic, we were just playing with the idea of voice intelligence and understanding that, hey, this is going to be a big thing. But when pandemic hit, companies didn't have time to, automate their businesses. They realized that, okay, we need to address customers' query, because suddenly you're holed up in your own spaces, and you're not allowed to go out. And then what will you do? You turn to your internet and, start typing, okay, you know what, I want to shop, I want to buy groceries, I want to get food delivered, and all of that. So here, when this happened, people started understanding. E-commerce started blooming, the online e-commerce sector altogether, and people started to understand that, hey, you know what, the things which earlier were not so relevant, as Divya said, that, a chatbot used to be there on the corner in a website, and no one used to be, okay, yeah, whatever, I will click and find out my way. But now people are directly going to that particular area and, typing their queries. So I think COVID has been a big boon for this artificial intelligence industry.
So, actually, you're saying these are the few industries where COVID have positive impacts, right?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah. So after this, like when we talk about AI and machines which can converse like humans, so how do you think it will ease up things for humans and make things effortless? Could you just please go ahead with it, Divya, please?
Yeah, sure. So I think AI has come a long way in the sense that it has kind of made life easy for humans, right? So just like an LG motto, make life easy, right?
Yeah.
So the same way, I think AI has made life much, much easier for the current population. And in fact, it is going one step further. So AI with chatbots, it still requires typing. So you cannot do multitasking in it, as
Yeah.
opposed to voice bots, where you can still, do your other things that you are focusing on and still converse with the voice bot. So it is going from one step to the other and making life easier for humans, or making things more efficient so that humans can kind of work on things which are more relevant to them, like family, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Kritika, any thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. I think if I want to ask a simple yes or no question, I would just type it on a chatbot and get it for me, rather than, calling up someone from customer care and, waiting for like 1, 2 minutes on hold and then getting my answers. So definitely it has allowed people to be more efficient in whatever way they can be, and, get their queries resolved in a much faster way.
Okay, so right now, all we are working in this era where artificial intelligence and everything is booming. According to you, what challenges we are facing in this technology or moving ahead with this? Can you see any challenges coming in the near future or challenges right now in the industry?
So, when it comes to challenges, I would say that given that this industry is very new, there are like millions of subcategories when you talk about artificial intelligence. So, people are working on different fields altogether. And right now, if I talk about design specific when it comes to AI, there is no right answer. There are best practices, but you never know which design clicks with your user. So, when it comes to this industry, I would just say that experts have things to say for sure, but you should never be afraid on creating a design that might not have been done ever before. So this challenge of not having any answers, finding your own answers, and then developing your own idea, your own scheme of things, is something, a big challenge. But it's an interesting one, and it's very fruitful for us as well.
Apart from design, do you face any challenge when a voice bot or any voice interaction get developed? Do you face any challenges in that?
I think right now I have seen, when it comes to the ASR technology, and I'm sure Divya will also agree with me, especially for a country like India, we have so many different accents. So
Yeah.
for a bot to understand what I am trying to say, what I am saying might be the same thing what my mom and dad are saying, but our accents are so different. And when it comes to different languages that India is catering to, there's a huge gap right now. So right now
Right.
we're able to understand a normal English, but when it comes with an accent, it becomes very difficult. So I think the ASR technology has a lot to work on at the moment.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
And that
actually,
kind of brings, my thoughts towards how linguists can really, really help in creating a much, much better ASR or intent recognition. In fact, not just ASR, but all areas of NLP. And they can bring a major difference in it. And that is one career opportunity that linguists can take up for sure. With in India, there are 22 official languages and n number of other regional languages, and and we are not talking yet of the accents that come out of them, right? So it's a huge expanse that we are trying to cover, and I think having linguists on board for such tasks or for such or getting their inputs per se would really help the AI and further on the whole process. And in that way, I feel there's a huge, huge opportunity for linguists to take up, a career opportunity in AI.
so, Divya, how far we are from that stage where the bot will understand different dialects and multiple languages at the same time, not dividing it into the individual parts or anything like that. So, how far we are from there? Because I was actually watching a video. It was a person had got a dental checkup or and he had some swelling and he was speaking something and AI was not able to understand that. So
Right.
so how far we are from there when the bot will understand different accents and dialects and everything?
So this is something that where research steps in, right?
Yeah.
So the more we research on the different kind of voices that can happen within a same persona or within a same customer as well, like you just mentioned, right? So the swelling was there, the voice
Yeah.
changed for that particular customer. So even if we are doing customer profiling based on the voice, still there need to be further refinements of how the voice can change with given certain situations. So in that way, uh, AI has come a long way. I must say that they can figure out the sentiments of a person while he's talking through sentiment analysis. They can figure out, the traits of a speaker's voice and identify which speaker it is, even if it's both male or very familiar or very close to each other kind of voices. But still, the AI or the machine is able to figure that out. So that is an achievement in itself. But yes, when it comes to human mind as opposed to a machine trying to identify or perceive different accents, we can still figure out that it's the same person but with a spelling. um,
Yeah.
but for the machine to train and learn on those aspects, yes, we still have a lot of work cut out for us.
Okay, Kritika, about this, like, what do you feel that how many years we are far away from these to be exactly like humans?
I don't think I would like to put a number to that because, we didn't know that within like last 3 years because of the pandemic. Suddenly there is so much upsurge and we have improved so much from where we were 5 years back.
Right.
So I don't know what event is gonna happen and when, and we might need that technology ASAP and someone might start working on it. So
Fingers
yeah,
Yeah.
crossed.
yeah.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Divya, we are into this era and we are exploring AI. So, according to you, what are the different areas that people involved in linguistic or design can explore in AI?
Right. Yes, that is something which has been asked to me by in many incidents, because linguistics as a scope is very less popular in India. And when I used to say that I'm a linguist, people used to say, "Okay, how many languages can you speak?" Now, that is something which is entirely different.
Yeah.
So, for people to understand what linguistics is all about, it's a science of language, right? It's not knowing, 10 number of languages or 7 number of languages. It is how you would extract, deconstruct, and understand and interpret and process the language. So, that is what linguistics is all about. And I would say that now in the current scenario, the career opportunities are manifold. Earlier, there used to be a straight focus of, like I said, blinkers on the eyes, straight focus, go to academics, or just be a translator. But now you have career opportunities like content writing, digital media marketing. So those kind of careers also involve some kind of linguistic skills, some kind of design skills, wherein you are curating that data or content, or even technical content writing. Now, apart from that, there has been, as Kritika had mentioned, conversation design. So that has come up very well. This whole area of opportunities that has come up for linguists and designers together, and it is mostly like an interdisciplinary phase where linguists and design areas or fields are coming together and creating a whole new opportunity for people to grow with, have creativity, but still get be rooted to the languages that they are working on. So I would say that yes, the career opportunities for linguists for in voice AI are manifold, and we should explore as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely. And if what you would suggest to someone just coming into the industry and exploring AI, voice technology, and everything, who is not very much familiar with the technology and even the development part of it, suppose a designer is coming in or a linguist is coming in who does not have an idea of all these technologies, how they can cope up and what they should learn before coming into the industry.
Kritika, your thoughts on it?
Oh, sure. So I think thanks to Google, we have like n number of resources for us.
Yes.
And right now, if you type in conversation design, you'll find so many articles. I think the first step to understanding and this coming to this field is what is your problem statement, what you're trying to achieve, like what is happening in this field. We have voice bots, chat bots. Those again are then divided into very various categories. So read up about different fields, understand. You have very brilliant institutes. We have conversation design institute. They literally do courses for you on conversation design, then you can get a certificate on that. Understand, just play with any artificial intelligence that you get. Just open up any chatbot that you want to talk with, even if you're ordering your food and the conversation design is a space that you want to look into. Just open that and see how they are interacting, how you interact, how you feel, what could be better. Share your thoughts across. There are many thought leaders. There's Kathy Burl, there's Nandini Stalker. I think talk to people. The more you talk to people, join these groups, read up blogs, you'll understand. I think for now, anyone, it's not like there is a particular person who can be a conversation designer. Anyone can make a horizontal change as well. A product manager can become one, a developer can become one. It's a design is a very welcoming field to all kinds of people. So that's something I really like about it. And I think, yeah, you have all your resources available. Just go for it, I would say.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much. Like how you started your career from like in linguistic and having a like English literature masters, and how you started your journey from the beginning.
Right. So, to be very honest, I didn't have much interest in physics, chemistry, maths. I was a PCM student, and
Okay.
I really loved reading books, and I really loved analyzing and what who is saying, why the author is saying this thing and that thing. And I went on for English literature. At that moment, frankly, I had no idea what I'm going to do. And I really loved like English literature so much, so I went on to do a master's. And thankfully, the institute that I've studied in, they also had very great linguistic courses. So I read phonetics, social linguistics, and all of that. And then luckily Samsung was there to hire people from there. And then my entire life story started. I got into this voice bot, built a persona for voice assistant from scratch, understood, held user interviews and whatnot. And then that was one turn I think that happened in my life, and then I stick to this field. I really enjoy it, and I'm really looking forward to what all it has to offer.
Great to know that. And actually, thank you both of you for giving such insightful information about the career opportunities and the industry itself. Thank you so much for
Roshan,
joining us. Yeah,
just one closing statement for this
yeah,
particular session. What I felt was that I was watching a Squiggly Careers graph or a podcast known as Squiggly Careers. So earlier, how we used to have a ladder career graph. We look into the next step and just focus on that.
yeah,
But I would suggest to the current, aspirants or people who are looking for a change in career opportunities, they should have more of a squiggly career graph.
yeah.
Don't define your success by looking at other success, but redefine your own success, right?
True.
So you could not be looking at what you have done before and what you can do better, but looking into the potential of what you can do. So it could be a different vertical altogether. So, with that thought, I think for all the linguists and people aspiring for career opportunities in voice side, I think keep that in mind always.
That's actually inspiring as well. Somebody saying that don't follow anyone because these
Right.
things motivate you like in a positive manner.
Sure.
So, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Any last thoughts, Kritika, please?
I would just say, as I said, design is a very welcoming field. If you have like even slightest of interest, I would say just go ahead and explore, talk to people. Don't hesitate. LinkedIn is there. LinkedIn is a great platform for you to reach out to different thought leaders in this space. Just talk to them. I have personally, talked to several people, and they are all very good. They will help you out, and you can definitely reach out to me as well if you have any questions. Divya is there, and always open to help anyone who is curious about this field. Don't let anyone say no to you to this field. Even if you do not have any design background, you can learn about it. Skills can be developed. You
True.
just have the curiosity and the interest to be in it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And now we'll wrap this session. Thank you, both of you, for, to join here. Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank you
so
so
much for
much.
having me.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Roshan, for having us.
Thank
No
you.
problem. It's a great pleasure to have you both here.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.